Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Om Namo Bhairavaya Namo Nama. Om Namo Bhairavaya Swaha. Jai Mahadya. So good morning, and we are back on with another video. So this time it is a subject that is not very commonly addressed in any sadhana path itself, and specifically not in the path of Bhairava. And in my own opinion, it is probably one of the most important subjects that need to be addressed. Some birds have also decided to join our video today. It's really loud. Okay, so let me begin by today morning. So I've been quite down, not keeping too well for the last 2 days because of the drastic climate change. You would not notice in this video because the sun is shining really bright today. For the last 2 days it has been really rainy, and it's been very damp and all that. And just to give you a little bit of idea on why this is important is because I, as a person, taking me as a person as an example here. So if you see my date of birth, sum total of that would be 1 date, 1 to 31 day, sum total will be 1, and then the year sum total will be 1, and the total, that is date, month and year total will be 1. I was born on a Monday. And if you see my horoscope, sun is extremely dominant, and all this put together, and my ruling planet, as per whatever we speak in the astrological terms, it is sun. Okay, so this is so relevant in my life because today morning is, I would say, it is Ma Kali, Ma Adhya, who reminded me this point, and that I should make this point in today's video. So today morning it was a very bright day, and I woke up as usual, sent the dogs out, and then I come up, got ready for the puja. I filled up the bowls that I have for her abhishekam. So there are 4 bowls. In between the prayers, a proper rain broke out. It was so rainy that right now you might not find it, but it was so rainy that from all the sides that you see, water started splashing all over, and my mood started changing, because as a person I'm so associated with the sun, because if I do not see the sun, I'll get terribly moody. I'll become you could almost say that, though I do not like to use this term, I will feel myself being pushed towards a state of depression. I need to see the sun. I need to feel that heat all the time, because sun sort of it powers me in ways that it is difficult for me to describe. Even when a cloud passes, in videos in which there is no sun, you would notice the difference in how I talk, the way I'm able to project my thoughts. And when there is sun shining bright, it will be full of energy. That much I rely on the sun. But today morning when I was sitting there, and the rain started splashing to such an extent, that is when I realized that the sun had gone, and it has become so dark. I'm talking around 6, like that, and it had become so dark, and I could feel myself losing that the energy that I always have. So after I finished my prayers, I walked towards the Vigraham, and I started doing her Abhisheka, and I was like, are you saying that today I should not take this video? Is that why today it has become so cloudy and dark, and I cannot function when it is cloudy and dark? I need the sun. As long as the body that is still around on the Mrityu Loka, sun is everything to them. When the body is no longer around in the Mrityu Loka, then yes, the darkness, the great black mass that we call the universe, the unobserved universe, which we call Kali, that is everything. So I'm still in the body, so I need the sun to function. You have all of a sudden made it so dark. What are you trying to say? Are you saying that I should probably, today is not a good day for me to take this video? Is that what I'm saying? Then it sort of hit me like a lightning that this is what it is. So the subject, as we go into this video, you'll understand why sun right now has played such an important role in setting my mindset for today. Made me realize that yes, I am so addicted to the sun's presence, Surya Deva's presence itself in my life, that without him, even for a minute, immediately my mind and the way I'm processing and live my life changes. The way I look forward to a day changes. If I get up in the morning and I see sun on the leaves, if I sit up for puja here, by the time I get up, the sun will start coming around here. You will be able to see, and it will be a very different kind of a sun. You will see Prabha to such an extent. You will be able to count the number of this one. So this happens around say 6:30, like that. And before I leave for my work, I again come back to close the doors of the temple. Then also the sun will be here, and then I pray to the sun, and then only I leave. So sun is very important to me. So and this specific introduction to the video was given to me by her today morning, because if it had not rained, I would not have realized my dependency on sun and how much it influenced me. Because as the video progresses, you'll realize why the sun and me, my own story and my own reliance on sun has been projected to such an extent in the beginning of this video. So one thing is established: just because I'm born into a specific setup where sun is very important for me, and even the minute lacking of it is causing issues wherein I'm not even able to process my thoughts. I lose my aggression. It is very easy for somebody to pull me down, because body is here. As long as the body is here, the artificial brightness that the sun gives on earth, the body needs it. Whereas if I'm without a body, I will very openly welcome the blackness that is Kali. So till the body is around, sun is everything. If the body is not there, sun is not required anymore, because I will not be here. I would not need the physical body to function taking the rays from the sun. I would no longer need it. So anyway, so now I'll tell you, let's go deeper into this video. Majorly, I seek to address the emails that I'm receiving. If I receive 10 emails from women, 8 of it would have a doubt raised on their monthly cycle. What if I start a sankalpa and there is my periods coming in between? Then do I stop it? Am I not eligible for it at all? Do I completely stop it and get out of this path itself? This thought has been ingrained into the minds of women to such an extent that I could very clearly visualize the first 4 heads that are on Brahma's shoulder, the Vedic path that we call Brahma's Vedic path, very clearly peeking its head into these emails. It's very clear. Whereas Bhairava, when we come to Bhairava, he has already removed the head from Brahma's shoulder and he holds it in his hand. And what does he say? That your body is a yantra, which simply means you and your monthly cycle is not to keep you away from the temples that were built as per the agamas written in the first 4 Vedas. It is not for you, it's not to keep you away from the deities. It is for you to unlock certain Shaktis that are within your own body, because the body is the yantra when it comes to the Bhairava path. Bhairava path is not praying to something that does not exist. Bhairava exists within us. He gave the design of how to break down Brahma's designs and how to accelerate your path towards Shakti by completely uprooting you from the 4 Vedic paths that are still with Brahma. Remember this. And this is the path very clearly said. Then when you feel that your periods makes you unclean, or if your periods makes you ineligible to sit for Bhairava path, here itself we need to destroy this thought. I'm not trying to appear progressive. There is factual reasons why you need to understand this. Number 1, most of the emails that I receive for women, unmarried women, who do not intend to marry at all, who do not have an interest to marry at all, who have already decided that they do not want a partner. A male partner is not required. I am strong enough to live my life by myself, karmically or by choice or but whatever. I do not feel the need to have a man in my life. So when Bhairava Tattwa, Bhairava and Bhairavi are physical manifestations. So a man and a woman, a grihastha, and a man and a woman married in front of Agni, when they are living their life in the society, leading their life, day-to-day life, procreating, taking of properties, thinking of their careers and all this, if they are in the path of Bhairava, they begin to emanate and little by little embody the deity, that is Bhairava and Bhairavi. Okay, Bhairavi is the name of Kali. However, the physical ability to physically manifest Kali within you is Bhairavi. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to live. Now, however, when a woman says that she has no longer interest in marriage, does that mean that how will she then bring in her Bhairava Tattva, provided she's already attained the age wherein she's no longer in any way dependent on her father anymore? Father in the sense, I'm not talking about financial or for the roof and all that. I'm talking about she has separated from the father now. And she has also decided that she does not want to have a physical presence of a Bhairava Tattva in her life. Is there something that would still allow her to maintain the Adhara, that is Bhairava, seat Bhairava itself, and then as the pedestal, and then allow her to unlock the Shakti that she is eligible to unlock, because she is eligible to unlock the Shakti. However, without the Bhairava Adhara, it is not possible to keep the Shakti around. You might, for centuries and centuries together, Kolkata or West Bengal might be in the prayers of or sadhana or upasana of Ma Kali. However, if the Shiva Tattva lacks, then even in spite of few thousand years, you cannot retain Shakti there. So if a specific temple or a specific geographical location is known for the sadhana of Ma Kali or any of the female deities, there will be a very strong Shiva Tattva present there. Okay, Shakti resides only where there is Shiva. So now when you say that the physical, the lady that now says that I do not want to get married to a physical man, however I still want to go walk in the path of Shakti. Is that by default? Most of the texts may also say that she might not be able to go in that path. However, I beg to differ, because in my own meditation and when I sit with my own thoughts, more and more I read these mails on the periods related questions, and the more I myself see, like for today, how I experience that the planets play a very significant role in what you are. So if a woman who's in the physical body right now says that I do not need the physical body of a man in my life at all, does that mean that she will not be able to embody the Bhairava Tattva? What is the hack? Let us now realize that these are all hacks. Bhairava Tattva itself, Bhairava as a path itself, is hacking and breaking down the 4 Vedic paths and bringing it into his fold, wherein the king of it all comes out and tells you that I will now tell you a path which will reduce this 1000 years into mere 100 years. That much of knowledge he has. Brahma is the creator of one specific universe. Alright, one specific Mrityuloka. However, Mahadeva, the Sadashiva Rupam, is what the energy was derived from you, and using that energy is when Mahadhya creates Brahma, Maheshwara and Mahavishnu. So when he comes out and gives you the 5th Veda has secrets which will allow you to use your body in such a way that even without the physical presence of that man, you can still unlock Bhairava Tattva within you. How? So, in many cultures across the globe itself, the moon cycles, which is around 29.5 day cycles, and the woman's monthly cycle, which is 28 to 32. This is the general range that is set. There are women who have lower cycles, and there are women who have higher circles. We're not getting into the science part. This is not a science part at all. This is not medical part. This is not biological part. This is how to bring the Bhairava Tattva inside a woman who has decided that she does not want to spend time on having a physical presence of a man. Because Bhairava and Bhairavi, like I have established earlier, Bhairava and Bhairavi together are very important for the physical progression of the sadhana in Mrityuloka. Bhairava is a physical presence of Mahadeva breaking down Brahma's design in the physical body. So you need to, when you say you embody Bhairava within you, you're breaking down Brahma's design. If as per karmically you're only meant to have a specific thing in your life, a specific event in your life after death and 2 more births, Bhairava gives you the ability to burn that karma in a single life and attain that in a single life. That is simply what Bhairava is. That is simply what Tantra is. Why is it said that other paths will take you 1000 years, whereas in Bhairava path it is 200 years? It is simply because it is Tantra, it's technique. And what is technique? It is from the body. So the 29.5 day cycle that the moon goes through, and the woman's cycle being 28 to 32. Okay. So the major 2 components that science today has managed to completely learn and realize is the estrogen and the progesterone within the woman. that the first 15 days of the cycle is dominated by the estrogen, and the last 15 days cycle of the woman is dominated by progesterone. And this middle path where both of these hormones play their roles within the body of that woman who's going through that specific monthly cycle, that middle part is called the ovulation. Now the ovulation science today realizes and is able to document very beautifully that it is during the ovulation that the woman's body naturally produces the highest testosterone. Now we need to understand why testosterone is important. For this I have to now divulge and take you to a completely separate topic. We'll come back to this, pause it here, we'll come back to this. We come to the why testosterone. What is testosterone? What is the reason why this hormone is quite misunderstood? And here we come to the Shiva Linga itself. So many people have recorded in various places that the Shiva Linga is a human organ and all that. It is not. I do not subscribe to that. It is not because I am ashamed or anything of that sort. No, it is simply because I have realized what the Shiva Linga is. How do you look at the Shiva Linga? Always stand through the horns of Nandishwara. The two horns of Nandishwara, look at Shiva Linga. That is what they say, right? After owning this bull, let me tell you something. When the bull stands and looks at you with utter respect, reverence, looks at you with a certain want, he will look at you straight. And Indian bull I'm talking about, okay, Indian breeds of bull, especially the Kangayam, which is revered across Tamil Nadu. Nowadays the culture is gone, but if you look at the pockets of Tamil Nadu, you will realize that the Kangayam, the black, there's something, the breed is called Kangayam, and there's a specific color called Karam Pasu. The entire body will be black. There will not be a single drop on the body of the Karam Pasu Kangayam bull that is white or any other color. It will be fully black. Inside of the ears, the feet, the underbody, everything will be black. This is considered as an amsha of Shiva itself, and this is less than 0.5% of the entire Kangayam breed will produce this specific color. Now people are trying to breed Kangayam Karambasu male and Kangayam Karambasu female and create more of it. Even then it is not an assurance. So this 0.5%, if there is a pure black Kangayam bull, that is considered as an amsam of Shiva, not by today or like somebody wrote it 10 days back or like 100 days back. No, it has been kept like that for ages. The rarity of the birth of a pure black Kangayam bull called the Karampasu color is so rare that once it was born, it is considered as an amsha of Shiva itself. Why? So the Kangayam bull is available in many different colors. Now this is very important. You have to understand why I am going into this topic. When the bull looks at you, you will find that the hump of the bull, I have posted these photos across my Facebook album many times. The hump of the bull will beautifully represent the Shiva Linga, and through the horns you will see the hump. So when they say look through the horns of Nandishwara and see the Shiva Linga, it means nothing but that the hump that sits, the hump is the fat store, repository of fat and testosterone. It is the more testosterone loaded the bull is, it is considered that the hump will be even more magnanimous and beautiful like the Shiva Linga. So when you look through the black Karambasus, even the horns will be blackish, okay? When you look at the Kangayam bull's horn, you will see the lingam is beautifully, it is the most beautiful Shiva Linga. And not just that. Some of these bulls, when they decide that they were not meant for breeding, what they would do is the white color bull. I'm talking about the white Kangayam bull. Even that will have a black shade all over it. This black shade is completely attributed to testosterone. It is not there when the bull is just born. As the bull ages and matures, the entire hump, which I say the Shiva Linga that resides on Nandishwara itself, considering the bull as Nandishwara itself, and the lingam sits on Nandishwara itself. When you're seeing through the horn, you see the lingam, okay? That as the bull matures and it adds more and more testosterone, by the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth year, the entire white Kangayam bull itself starts becoming black. 60% of its entire back, side, the entire hump becomes black. Now, taking this theory even higher, not every bull is kept for breeding purposes. Some are just kept for working in the farms. So what they would do is they would castrate these bulls around 1.5 years of age. I don't know the exact age when they castrate because I have not been involved in all these processes. However, once it is castrated, the black part, the black lingam, the hump becomes white. So the moment testosterone is removed from the body of this bull, it loses its blackness. What is blackness? Have you ever, when you go to a temple, what color is a Shiva Linga? It is black. The Shiva Linga with his oil will always be black. So once the testosterone is removed from the body of a bull, the Shiva Vahana, the Linga is no longer black. And it will also become frail and fragile. It will no longer have that beautiful shape of the lingam. Otherwise, if the bull is never castrated and allowed to live its entire 20-year lifespan without any castration or human intervention, that lingam that is seen from between the two horns will be full. It will be full. It's like like a proper Swayambhu lingam. It will be perfectly shaped. It will be full of virality and energy. And you will see it through the horn, you will see the lingam only. It will be that beautiful. But the moment he is castrated, that shape is gone. It becomes fragile and it will become like a very weak, it will look like a balloon that's been completely blown off. So it is that testosterone that gives it the black lingam look, the black lingam that we see in the temples, we pray and revere to. That color comes from the testosterone, presence of the testosterone in that bull. So that important it is. So first, I would like to establish that I consider the hump of the Nandishwara as Shiva residing and sitting on the Nandishwara itself. This is where the bull became the Vahana, because the bull is holding up the lingam. By itself, he is born with the lingam. So when you say Swayambhu lingam, can there be a bigger example of Swayambhu lingam than a bull that is born as a male bovine member of the family? It is born with the lingam, and the lingam grows as the bull ages and ages. The lingam also grows, and how do you see the lingam? You see it through the horn. So can there be a bigger example of a Swayambhu lingam than that, which is residing on its own Vahana, on Shiva's Vahana itself? Mahadeva's Vahana itself is Nandishwara, the bull, and by himself he has that lingam on him. Okay, so this is an important point. You have to remember this. So how merely castrating the bull and removing testosterone from his body makes that lingam break down, and nobody will say that's a hump anymore. It will no longer look like a Shiva lingam. It will lose its color. It will become white. The moment the bull is castrated and the ball sacks are removed, the bull becomes white. He no longer has a Shiva Tattwa within that makes him hold that blackness that is the testosterone. Okay? Now, herein, I truly believe that the Shiva Linga, the Swayambhu Linga that Nandishwara carries is seen on the specific breed of bull called the Kangayam. And here is the answer, that once it is castrated, it loses the testosterone and simply the hump becomes nothing. So, where did the shape of the lingam come from? It is the hump of the bull, which is nothing other than Nandishwara, the Vahana. Even in the ancient Indus Valley civilization, you will find certain coins. Just Google and find that bull with its horn, the flow of its rudder and the flow of its skin and all that looks exactly like the Kangayam bull. This is many thousands of years back that we're talking about. Even with the beautiful hump that resembled Shiva only, Shiva Lingam. So what stands on the lingam of the bull, hump of the bull, is nothing other than the Shiva Linga. And removal of the testosterone destroys the linga that is naturally there on the bull. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now coming to the women's subject of the video itself, like I got most of my energy is derived from sun. The women by itself, their monthly cycle very beautifully tunes out to the moon. The 29.5 day cycle of the moon and 28 to 32, which is natural. Of course, there are women under and the women above. We do not get into the scientific part of it and all that. That is all for your own self-research. Now, the woman who has decided that she no longer wants to have a presence of a physical man in her life anymore. She has decided that she is going to be single, unmarried. This is very important. You have decided that. You're not still looking out. If you're looking out, then your Bhairava Tattwa is still, you're physically looking for the Bhairava Tattwa to be in your life. The husband and the wife have to be present physically. But the woman who has decided, this is specifically, this video is for them, who has decided that you do not want to have the presence of a man at all. You have any kind of a trauma. It could be another story of an empty Garbhagriha only. This is an empty Garbhagriha. But how do you unlock the Bhairava Tattwa within you when you have decided that you do not want the presence of a man at all? So many of the women who are contacting me, they have had parental trauma where some kind of an issue with their father has manifested in such a way that they have now been turned away from the need to have a man at all in their life. And that is certain karmic setup. Why does that kind of a trauma manifest in such a way that the woman that they are contacting me, that number one, interested in Bhairava Sadhana, Bhairava Tattva itself, the manly Tattva of Mahadeva that breaks down Brahma's design, but they are now majorly moved away from the concept of having a man in the life itself because trauma has kept it that way. This is nothing but the empty concept of the empty Garbhagriha. The Garbhagriha of the Bhairava, the birds are too loud. I don't know if you can hear me. I cannot even hear my own voice right now. So this is nothing other than the concept of the empty Garbhagriha, due to which you now need to find out the loophole wherein you will still be able to maintain the adhara that Bhairava gives you in order to see Shakti. Okay, the entire point of Bhairava Sadhana itself is to ultimately see Shakti within you. Bhairava Sadhana is nothing but the entry of Shiva as the Guru, who will now hold the fifth head, the fifth Veda. The knowledge is given to you of the fifth Veda for you to own and live and become one with Yoga Maya Ma Adi Shakti. That is what it is. That is all it is. So when you say that you do not need a physical presence of a man, how do you do it? So first 15 days of the cycle, it is estrogen, very important hormone in the female body, and last 15 days it is dominated by progesterone. Okay, and this middle phase, if you compare this middle phase, it is called the ovulation. Not getting into the scientific part of it, you are all capable of self-research. However, the ovulation phase is said to be from day 10 to day 14. If you look at the moon cycle now, I want you all, after this video, watch it a couple of times. Also, pick up on Google, search these following words: moon cycle phase-wise, PHASE, phase-wise, so that you will be able to see how the moon begins and ends in the 30-day cycle. So if you notice, it is from the 10th to 14th day, the moon will begin to appear really full. And by the 14th day, the moon is full and at its brightest. It is called the Paurnami, at its full. And it's just the 14th day that is also the peak of the ovulation cycle. Why is this specific period very important? Because number one, the progesterone, the estrogen and progesterone have done their part to create the most fertile window, not just fertile as in to have a baby, no. It is also the time when the women feel at their own best, generally. It is also the time when the woman is the most creative person at that time. She is practically a powerhouse at this moment. She cannot be stopped. Whatever is her field that she has chosen, if she's a doctor or she's an athlete or whatever it is, she's flying at that moment. During ovulation, she's flying. She is practically the most creative at that moment. If a woman is sitting down and thinking of writing something or creating something that is new, it is during this phase of 10 to 14 day cycle of the ovulation that she is said to be the highest. Of course, for some women it may be the 9 to 15, 9 or 11 to 16, all that. You have to sit privately, sit by yourself and analyze yourself, because the body is the yantra. In Bhairava Sadhana, the body is the yantra. However, being devoid due to karmic, due to Brahma's designs, where there is a specific trauma inside your life which has caused you a distance from your father and which has ultimately caused you to stay away from the Bhairava Tattva in physical form, should not be one of the reasons why you come back again 2 or 3 more times to get into this path. You had to break it down today. This ovulation cycle is also marked with the highest amount of testosterone within the woman itself. Testosterone, what is testosterone? It is the male hormone, which means inside your body itself, the body is also has produced testosterone at the highest. The same testosterone that is in the bull, the human male, everything, which is the Shiva Tattva. Once you castrate the bull, he loses the Shiva Tattva. Even the lingam begins to fall down. Similarly, inside the woman also, where the progesterone and estrogen and progesterone have done their jobs, that ovulation cycle that is in between this phase, the 10 to 14 is the normal. So you understand your own cycle. The 10th day from the first day till the 10th to 14th day is the highest, where you have a window where your testosterone is the highest and you are also at your best. Every living being has a cycle. A male also has a cycle. I will come to that. I will address the male part of it. Now it is the woman that I am talking about. So in this 10 to 14 part, look and observe what are the days that it is falling in. If it is specifically falling on a Sunday or a Tuesday, that is a day when you start your Bhairava Sadhana. Because your body itself has specifically invoked and attained its highest level of Shiva Tattva within. Number one, this is for women who are not looking for the presence of that male partner at all, because they have specifically sent me emails that there has been trauma in their life due to their father and all that, and they do not feel that they will be able to have a presence of a man anymore. That is a design of Brahma. However, that should not keep you away from what is Bhairava Tattva. That should not make it a reason, because without specifically understanding that the testosterone or the Shiva Tattva, the male Tattva that is there even within you also, you blindly going and doing the sadhanas on days that are spread all over the month, please understand that when that Tattva is there within you at the highest, which scientifically as a generic rule point, 10 to 14 days is what it is said to be. Why would you not unlock that Shakti at that moment? So this 10 to 14th of your cycle, understand and realize how you feel. Get into a deep state of meditation and understand how you feel. Do you find yourself flying? Do you find yourself at your highest? Do you find yourself at your most powerful emotional state? Do you find yourself in your most powerful creative state? Do you find yourself in the most powerful, stablest state wherein you feel like you can get outside and you can conquer the world? That feeling, that is the Bhairava Tattva within you. That moment is your Bhairava Tattva within you, and that you are supposed to breed. You are supposed to make that big and hold it within you to such an extent that you will own it for the rest of the life itself. That adhara that we talk about, once you stabilize that and try and make that your state of being for the rest of your life, that is where you will be able to see Devi. So does that mean that you will only be able to see Devi on that and on the 4 or 5 days of the month? No. It simply means that you are now praying to that Bhairava Tattva that is within you itself, for it to own you, for it to hold you, for it to give you the adhara so that you can embody and become the Devi itself. So for a woman, the Shakti Tattva is within her already. If her Bhairava is external, her doing the sadhana of Bhairava on any given day will only give 50% of the benefit to that man who's in her life. When the woman has decided that she does not need the presence of that Bhairava Tattva externally, she has decided that she will be unmarried, then she needs to unlock that during the ovulation phase where he is present inside you. You are merely unlocking the Shiva Tattva that is within you already. So during your ovulation phase, sit down, take a sankalpa at that moment. From your 10th, your cycle is now different. If it is coinciding with a Sunday or a Tuesday, that is great. If it is not, that is fine. Around the 9th or 10th day, that is when you start your Swarnakarshana Bhairava Sadhana. That is when you start your Swarnakarshana Bhairava Sadhana for 11 days. The Vidhi I have already given in another video. You start your Swarnakarshana Bhairava Sadhana at that moment for 11 days and observe if you are able to retain that level of positivity, that retain that level of adhara, the creative Shakti, everything that he gives you on that specific day, the Shiva Tattva within you is at the peak. Make use of it and use it as a genetic hack. Try this and see if you are able to retain Shakti better. because it should not be at the mercy of the moon. Plain and simple. Just like I have been at the mercy of the sun. If I do not find the sun blazing itself all over me, see, I'm sweating right now, but I'm fine. But if it starts raining, I'll be thoroughly depressed. If it starts raining, I'll be thoroughly depressed. These are all extremely fascinating things that we no longer can say that we will wait till the science catches up. We will wait till science agrees with us. 200 years later, science might agree, and 200 years later, you might still be here. And then you will also look at science talking in some, you will go to some doctor who will actually say 200 years later that, yeah, it is proven. You have to, on your ovulation dates, you specifically unlock with the specific chantings, you can unlock these sort of tattvas within you. Try it now. That is Bhairava. Bhairava is breaking down of Brahma's designs, 1000 years compressed into 100. But the key here is that, does that mean that any woman who has the Bhairava Tattwa physically present, who's married, cannot try this out? Absolutely you can. Even your own body also has the Shiva Tattwa at the highest on the day 10 to 14, which is also the beginning of the full moon phase. You will find the moon from 13, 14, 15 days to be at the highest, the most powerful. Emotions are flying, and especially for women, they're the most receptive for their own circle. The moon is within you. Your own cycle is within you. So learn your own cycle and unlock, especially those who are sending me mails about being unmarried. And for you, definitely you need to bring the Bhairava Tattva within you. You have decided that it will not be an external one. So the one within you has to be so strong that you can see Shakti and operate and move and live and breathe as her. How do you do it? Shiva and Shakti are one and the same. That is why those hormones are still inside you. They are not external to you. They are not like somebody, it gives you an option to take it or not take it. The body, that is the yantra, is holding this within you. That window is where you start your Bhairava Sadhana. Your own cycle. So stop looking at Brahma's design of, say, yeah, I have myself said that you should start on Sundays, Tuesdays and all that. I've said that. But however, when you have broken Brahma's design, which forcefully says that there is no progress in sadhana unless you are a grihastha, there is no sadhana, there is no progress if you are not born into this particular this one, if you are not born into this specific gender, women should not do this, women should not do that, women should do this, women should follow this path, women should not get into these roles, women should not utter these mantras, women should not read these, all these. When they have said in those paths and you have decided that your path is Bhairava, then please understand it fully, which is why all of you sent me all these emails, which is why my mind has been fully on, like, every woman has this doubt, every woman is thinking about the periods. When they're all thinking about periods, there be something, there should be something that Bhairava has given as a way out, where whatever, when I say that every desire in your body has to be fulfilled and addressed, that is the path of Bhairava, then how can it be that something that comes naturally to a woman is her disqualification? It is impossible. So that is when I started going deeper and deeper into it, and that is when I began to realize that the ovulation phase that is within every woman is also the time when her testosterone peaks, and testosterone is what makes the bull hold the lingam. Once removed, he loses what made him the bull itself. It made him the lingam that was naturally, the Swayambhu lingam that he naturally held, get dissipated and becomes nothing. That testosterone, when it is there within the man, that makes him a man. When it is there within the woman also at the highest state of her ovulation, when she's at her creative best, when she has she performs at her highest, when at her job or whatever it is that is her field of study, she's at her highest. How can we not unlock that at that moment? How can we still listen to Brahma and say that your periods actually disqualifies you? In my opinion, your periods does not disqualify you. It actually gives you that shortcut that you will cut down many centuries. So you sit down, see, let us accept the fact that I have myself been a woman in a previous birth. It is very clear. That is why we have all gone through that. It is not like me alone have been in some kind of a different setup wherein I have only been a man. No. The divine feminine within me is at the highest, which is why I find that if you come to my house, my father is always very confused whenever he visits me, because the house will be full of women. There will be cooks, maids, mother-in-laws, mothers, sisters, everybody roaming around. Just me and my sons alone, very comfortable. He'll be like, how do you, my father has asked me, how do you sit with so many women in the house? Like, it happens, that is a Devi Kripa. So, it is impossible for us to truly believe that all of your emails really made me think that how can, when I myself am sitting here and saying that it is the body that is a yantra, however, how is it that the woman, all of you women are texting me and emailing me saying that I'm afraid, what about my periods? Then it is impossible. It is against whatever I believed in when I say that which comes naturally to you, that is, you have not by yourself gone and said that, okay, I will have cycles, I will not have cycles. We didn't get the choice. By birth you have it, which means by birth there is specifically something that has been kept in your body, which means Bhairava Sadhana is about making the body the yantra. So from the first day of your cycle, start charting it. By the 10th day, get ready for the peak of the Bhairava Tattwa within you. The Bhairava Tattwa is going to peak within you, which is nothing other than testosterone. This is the moment where you get into your own sadhana. Begin your Swarnakashna Bhairava Sadhana at that moment. If you're already in some other sadhana, don't get into a panic mode. Don't immediately try to jump into that. Nothing. If there is a man present in your life also, you can still very much do this, because the adhara, the more and more Bhairava Tattva that you begin to embody, you will start giving it to your husband, who might not even be in any way spiritual, who might not even sit in front of the deity, but he himself will he'll start embodying Bhairava too at your grace, due to your grace. But however, if you have decided that there will be no physical man as per Brahma's design, it makes you ineligible for many paths. But I say that when the body is the yantra, how can anything that it manifests be impure or an ineligibility? So this is where I started thinking deeper and deeper and deeper. Everything made sense. So you definitely do need to get into unlocking the Shakti that is within your body. Day 10 to day 14, by the day 10, take a sankalpa for 11 days and try it out. How does it work? How much of your own body is now spiraling and pushing you sadhana to such an extent that you now embody Bhairava within, because he is within. Brahma's design should not be allowed to stop you from the path of Bhairava. You should walk with great confidence in this path, because I do not think that any part of the body that is already created has been left untouched by Bhairava, wherein every drop, every nail, every hair on your body, everything has been decodified in such a way that Bhairava has given a way out of it. Tantra is that where your body, your physical body, you learn to unlock it. Everywhere there are secrets hidden, but as per Brahma's design, you keep going higher and higher in human birth itself for 100 births. By the 100th birth, you become a realized person, and then you become enlightened. How many more times do you think you'll be able to come? Kali Yuga is there for a few lakh more years. Do you want to keep coming back for that? So women who have been texting me about periods, number one, realize, I want you to sit and understand that is not a disqualification. However, it is a key that is there within you. Men and women are all our bodies are yantras. The periods is not going to be a disqualification. However, it is going to be a qualification for you to unlock the moon cycle that is within you at your highest phase, especially since Bhairava Tattwa, which is the most moving manly entity that is Mahadeva itself. You can visualize and create that within you. You pray to that within you. When you say that the Paramatman is within you, Parabrahma is within you, it is indeed within you. And today slowly science is also accepting. It says that the estrogen and progesterone, where it matches, that middle window is called ovulation. At that moment, the woman's body creates the highest testosterone. Science is accepting it, which simply means by the 10th day you should be in the sadhana of Bhairava. You are praying to that Bhairava Tattva which your body itself is now bringing. So now you're beautifully matching the Bhairava Tattva going higher in your body with the sadhana, and you're tying him here. Every month you go higher and higher in your sadhana towards Bhairava. That is how you unlock Bhairava within you. And even if you have a physical presence of a man, you need to unlock that upsurge in Bhairava Tattva within you, which is happening naturally. Your periods should no longer be like, oh no, what about my periods? Time it. There is a difference in the way a man approaches Bhairava and a way in which a woman approaches Bhairava. Bhairavi is now bringing Bhairava. When you as a woman and your husband has no longer, your husband says he's not interested in spirituality, he does not want to sit and do sadhana, he doesn't want to do mantras, he wants to live his life happily, you do not pull him and forcefully make him do that. When he sits there with the hatred and he's doing his sadhana, it is going to actually affect you. Don't do that. Let him go. Let him have his life. You sit down and you unlock the Bhairava Tattwa within the body, that is a yantra. Time your cycle in such a way, but by 10th day get ready, by the 11th day be in the sadhana. 11, what is 11? 11 is the number of Devi. By the 11th day, take your sankalpa for 11 days. Bring the Bhairava Tattva within you to such an extent that it is going to impact your husband also. 50% of all that will go to him. He will start getting adhara and he will live the king life too. If he starts living the king life, you live the queen life too. And if you've decided that you do not want the presence of a physical man, as per Brahma's design, many of the paths will get close to you. However, Bhairava is anti-Brahma's path. He has already removed the fifth head and he says, I am also within you, the woman. I am within you too. Where am I? On the 11th day of your cycle, I begin to peak. So when you combine the mantras, which is decodified physical body of the deity, codified within the syllables and the ucharanas, it is there in it, and you club it with that moment when your own body is embodying him more and more. The testosterone within is going higher and higher. That is where you should do a few months of this, time it perfectly, and then you see whether there is a presence of a man or not, whether the man present in your life is spiritual or not. You will be able to strengthen that part of your life. I have seen this happen because my own wife, she is very supportive and all, but she herself is not at a state where she will sit down for sadhana. However, when I go higher and higher into Shakti sadhana, I found her stabilizing. So it all comes from there. I've studied my own wife's to very large extent. I've studied her own mood swings and the way she functions and how her cycles function, all this. So it is indeed, I truly believe that the moon cycle within every woman is also a yantra that allows you to unlock the Bhairava Tattva within, with or without the presence of a man. If the man is present, he takes benefit. If he is not present, you take benefit fully. And you hold Bhairava Tattva within you. Isn't that what we are all talking about? That the deity is within, that we all need to live and breathe as deity. When the deity by himself is specifically peaking that hormone which makes the bull itself hold Shiva, that hormone is peaking within you, shouldn't you then club that with his own mantras? Then aren't you making your body also just another yantra that you're clubbing with the mantra sadhana now? Isn't that the most commonsensical thing that we should do now? So, to all of you women who have been texting me, emailing me, stop thinking that this periods is a disqualification that is asking you to leave the path. It is actually asking you to unlock that yantra that is within you already. You need to stop saying that because of my periods am I eligible. You're still walking in the path of Brahma. Please get out of that. Come here. Walk in the path of Bhairava fully if you have decided that procedural collapse. Understand the word. It just came to my head one day and I started singing about this word all the time. It's procedural collapse. Everything collapses. So that path which says that during that time of the month, a woman should not go into a temple. Bhairava says that this is when you sit, find out where you are at your peak and you come into my path. It is Mahadeva, he loves everybody. There is no way that he considers you as inauspicious or impure or dirty or nothing. No way. The other paths that still follow Brahma's designs, let them follow. It is not your job or duty, or it is in no way concerning you to go and change them. Please understand that there is lack of realization, let them go. But you, sitting privately in your house, the moment your time starts, calculate the 11th day and get into Swarna Krishna Bhairava Sadhana on the 11th day. Let us pray to that Bhairava Tattva that is within the woman also. Because it is that Bhairava Tattva within the woman also that peaks during the ovulation, which is also the time when it is considered the most fertile. It is considered the most creative. The woman is a powerhouse. Why are you a powerhouse? during that phase. Why? What makes you a powerhouse? It makes you a powerhouse. The same hormone is there in the bull, that is a Vahana of Nandishwara. It makes him also a powerhouse, but once you remove that bull, you castrate the bull, he also loses all of that. He becomes a, have you seen the bull that is used for pulling the carts? They are all castrated. They will have no humps, they look weak, they look lifeless. The life, the prana that is instilled into every living being, it is this. It is there within you also. So the fact that all of you emailed me about this question has made me think. I have sat and meditated on this, and this is what it is. You need to unlock the Bhairava Tattva that is already within you, and it peaks during those 10 to 14 days. For some it could be 9 to 15, it could be 10 to 16, whatever it is. By 1 or 2 months you will realize what is your peak. I want you all to sit down, all of you that you have mailed, whether there's a physical husband present or not, if whether you're decided to be single for the rest of your life or not, none of this should be a disqualification in the path of Bhairava. It is unacceptable. Bhairava path does not have disqualifications other than adharma. If Brahma says that you come back after 200 years, marry, and then only I will let you into these paths, Bhairava says nobody. The cycle ensures that the woman is also the yantra. The woman's body is also the yantra. It's not just the man's body. Man's body is also the yantra. That is cycle for men also. And I will put a video on that. So don't worry, men who are watching this video. And for the woman, stop thinking that it's the same thing that I've been telling you across videos. That which you think is inauspicious is actually the most auspicious. The dog that is kept outside the temple walls is the Vahana of Bhairava. So he says that, hey Brahma, whatever you said is inauspicious. I will now show you that there will be a path through that where I will very beautifully break down your design, and not just break down your design. You say 1000 years, I will bring it to my bhakta in 100 years. I will accelerate everything. In everything that you called inauspicious, I will bring myself with it. So this is Bhairava path. So when all of you mailed about periods saying that I'm eligible, and let me tell you, that is what makes you eligible for this path. That makes you eligible. And I want you to unlock that Shakti within you. What is it? Now I want you to all to sit down, watch videos, read about this, understand why on the 14th day the moon is at the brightest and the fullest, and why you also have it within you. And why once castrated, the Vahana of Mahadeva becomes a most weak animal, a Vahana of Mahadeva that can, let me give you, just to give you an idea, a 700-800 kg bull will be able to pull 4,000 kgs of weight. 700-800 kg, 700 kg bull, Kange bull can pull 4,000 kg of weight, okay? Whereas if you take the elephant, though it is like 2000 kgs, it can only pull 6000 kgs of weight. So now please understand why Mahadeva's Vahana is given as the mighty bull. There is a reason. And once if you castrate it and remove that male hormone from this bull, he becomes nothing. He becomes as if he is dead. He has no feelings. He becomes fragile, just a skeleton animal that is working. So definitely that hormone is the secret. And when I keep saying the body is the yantra, this hormone is very important. And it is also there within you. You do not need the help of a man. That which they said is inauspicious is actually apparently the most auspicious. So count your days from that 11th day, start your sadhana. So you are praying to the Bhairava Tattva that is now peaking within you naturally and normally. I think I am done for today. Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Jai Mahadhya.